Hi everyone, it's Shannon, aka QB Crossing, and today we are back with another island tour, and this one I have been waiting to tour for a while. It is this beautiful overgrown town, kind of set in like the middle of a forest, so it's almost like a mixture of forest core and a little bit of town core, which is just my favorite type of theme ever. I love mixing structured with natural, and this one I'm so excited to share with you guys, so let's just get right into it. Okay, so the first thing that I like to do is always open the map. I just wanted to point out that they do have a green airport. It's gonna fit with this island so perfectly because I know that there's a ton of greens on this island. So this is the map. This island is called Gillyweed and it's by Louise, just such a talented creator. So be sure to check out their socials, which I will have linked in the description. But this map looks super interesting. I could definitely tell that there's gonna be, like I said, some more of those structured town areas and then some more natural areas. And I am just like already loving this because I see so many cool things happening already with just the way that the houses are placed and how some of this like waterscaping looks, and lots of cuties on this island. Of course, I'm excited to see how all of their houses look, and the dream address is down below. You can grab it here or in the description, but let's just actually start walking around this island. So, okay, I'm already blown away by the entrance. I always am so amazed by really beautiful entrances, and I think this is my favorite part of touring islands because it really sets the stage for what we're gonna see for the rest of the island, and it just gives us such a like good snapshot of what the aesthetic's gonna be. So I'm really loving this like worn away concrete street pathing. It really just feels like this town has been like overgrown or abandoned by this forest, and I just love it. It looks like the forest is just kind of like eating up all of the like streets. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but I get it and I love it. And all of the different codes over here, just like the planks and the grading, just adds so much. I think having a good variety of pathing and being able to layer your paths is really important. We have lots of different cute gyroids that fit the color palette. Really just loving when people are using the gyroids as much as they can because they're actually just so cute. This car up here at the front, it just works really well with this whole like abandoned vibe, and then just like the layering on top of here with so many different items. I love as many leaf piles as possible, but also just like such a wide variety of different items being used here to make this like city look or these buildings. They really got creative with the items they were using, and it's kind of different than what I usually see people do with the storefronts. So lots of detail in there to look at. And then if we come through here, this actually will lead us with, I thought that this led to resident services, but I was totally wrong. So we're gonna actually, I think we'll go to the left first and then we'll explore what's back there because I did see the museum, but I like to go from the left. So all of this just like variety in tree types is so important. Like I love that they're using the bamboo, the hardwood, but then they're also using this like the cacti item and then the pine tree. It's really nice to like take advantage of some of the different trees that we have because it does make a huge difference just with texture and visual interest. As we come over here, it looks like this is like a little abandoned like convenience store. We have some of the vending machines and it looks like it's a parking lot. That's super cool. I don't know, that just like the way that they have used so many different codes, so many different items, and it really just like comes together with this overall look. I think all of the greens and browns are really just like pulling the whole cohesiveness of this island together really well. And just these pathways are really nice and beautiful, just lined with trees, lined with so many different brown items as well. Like this rusty oil barrel looks really good. And also like the pergolas over on the side are really nice. Are those the gazebos or the pergolas? Those are the gazebos, excuse me. As we come through here, we have, it looks like maybe this is a train station, and then I love when people do this, they use the cave over to the left to be like the tunnel that the train goes into. It's just genius and it looks so good. And then actually right behind here is where we like kind of walked over to before, but this is where Blather's tent is. So they didn't upgrade the museum, which I'm really happy they didn't, because the tent is just perfect for this overall aesthetic. It would be really hard to make the actual fully upgraded museum work on an island like this. Although I'm sure Louise could do it. I just love the tent. And then look at all of this. Oh, and the campsite sign. I wonder if the campsite is behind there. But just like to take a second to look at how beautiful this like faux building that they made is. I am just in love with this. Like the different ways of customizing the storefronts and turning them different directions just to add like that visual variety throughout here is so good. I think before we go too far over to the left, I want to make sure that or over to the right, I want to make sure that we see the rest of the left side of the island. So as we come through over here, there's like this little pathway, and actually this is the river mouth over here. So interesting to see how nicely that flows, because I know for me, I know for a lot of people, just making your river mouths work can be really tricky, but this just, it just works so nicely. Like everything flows so beautifully. Oh, and what's over here? I don't know if I can get over here. There must be another way too. But I'm loving just this like little, I don't know, is this a volleyball court over on the beach here? Super cute and perfect for whatever villager is here to have their little like playground of sorts. And I'm really seeing a lot of like Japanese influence here too, just with like the style of the buildings. And I think before we were seeing just some different Japanese items as well. So interesting to see that come together as well. And just such a cute little neighborhood over here with these two houses, and just perfectly decorated with the clotheslines and the utility poles. I don't think I could get through this way, but there's just so much detail. And I think it's so important when you have an island like this to like fill up these like surrounding areas as much as possible if you want it to look like a really dense forest, and that is super time consuming. So just really taking note of how much little detail and effort went into this. Look at this beautiful view right here. I think this stone staircase is just perfect for this, because we're seeing a lot of stone throughout with the items that they're using, so just like fits in really nicely here. Oh wow, this is just so pretty. Anywhere that you go on this island, it's like I want to open up my camera app and just take pictures. How beautiful is this? And the gyroids adding some movement is so nice. We have lots of different tree varieties again. And then as we've been seeing throughout, just a really nice mix of greens and browns, and then kind of like this dark gray as well because of the path code that they're using here. And I just think it's really cool the way that the bonsai trees are kind of layered within here as well. And then all the storefronts back there just really make this feel so full. And I think that this is the rep's house. So if you know me, you know I don't usually go in houses, but if you do want to visit, I recommend checking out inside of the houses. But so beautiful all throughout here. I mean, making that little mop look good, how? Although I do love the very like mundane items, so like the trash bags and the mop, things like that. They just feel so realistic. And even with these little like chips on the floor, it's just such a nice touch. So much cool stuff going on over here with all of the statues, and again just like the layering of all of these storefronts throughout to make this feel really like filled in. Probably took so long. Like I can't even imagine. I don't know if I should go this way or if I'm going to come here later. So I'm going to, I guess, go around this way just because I'm interested in what's going on over here. This path that they're using is super cool with the whites, the greens. It's like this cool tile almost. And it leads over to the secret beach, which has a yacht over here and is also lined with some of these party light arches. So fun. I love to put a yacht on the secret beach because I mean, it just makes sense. That's where a boat would probably dock if it was coming in from the secret beach. Over here, just a lot more fun stuff going on. Maybe this is like a little fishing market actually, because we have some of the fish crates and we have another yacht over here. And then all of these stalls, it just has a very market vibe to it, and they really nailed it. Even this like caution sign just looks so good. It's all of like the little details that really make this island so special. If we come through this way, I think that this is an extension of the fish market. Look at how cool this is. Even this little water code coming through here, it really just adds a lot to this area. Oh my gosh, I don't know where to go. I'm so afraid that I'm gonna miss things because this island is like so decorated. But I think we're gonna come back around to the center. So for that little area that I didn't go to before, I think it's okay. I kind of want to see what's going on up here, I mean, over above this staircase. So it looks like we have another neighborhood, and look at how cute. This path code that they're using is just working so nicely, and it makes the whole island just feel so connected, which I really love. When you can pull off having like the one main code all throughout your island and have it be this successful, I just think it's so satisfying. The island feels so complete and just like one big cohesive thing. Which, on that note, it's totally okay to not have one cohesive theme throughout your island, but this is super satisfying. So this kind of goes around in a little bit of a circle. So much detail also throughout here. Like, I'm just getting so much inspiration for like filler areas as well. And they've gotten so creative with the items that they're using, like the tractor over here and the little like gas pump. So many cool things and item like combinations that I wouldn't have thought about. Look how cool this farm is. So I think one of the best things you can do with a farm is like waterscape around areas. This is so good. It reminds me of a lot of the like Japanese style farms that I've seen in Animal Crossing. So it makes sense because I'm getting a very Japanese like influence throughout this island. But it looks so good, and it's so fun to do it like right in front of a villager house, because it just like ties it in, and then you have that villager house in the background that could even act as like a shop if you wanted to. But I think it's a fun way to decorate in front of a house is by doing a little farm. Coming up here, it looks like even more of an extension of this neighborhood. So it's interesting that we have so many of the villager houses in like one main neighborhood, but we did still see some other houses over on the left side of the island. This is really pretty. I really miss the summertime in game. Like, these bright greens are so gorgeous. And when you're walking through it, it just is so satisfying and beautiful. Look at this land bridge over here. Okay, this is stunning. I'm going to open up the camera just so that we can see from both sides, because look at that. It's just this really nice like forest overlook, and then on the other side, I think it almost feels like a bit of a construction zone, and I'm in awe. I think throughout this whole island, I knew I would be, because like I said, I've been following this creator and I've been just like loving everything that they post. So I've been really excited to actually get to tour this island. Look at this view over here too. I love a good land bridge. I think those are, if you have an empty spot on your island and you can fit a land bridge, it's always a very good idea. Is this Louise? I'm gonna say hi. Oh my God, she was running away from me. Gyroids everywhere, for real, and we love it. We love it. So coming through this way, I wanted to see if there was anything on the beach that I missed, but it might be blocked off. So maybe if it's blocked off, because I see the peninsula down there, but I think it's maybe not decorated, or there's some rocks on it. So I don't know. I'll see if we could get over there later. But it was blocked off from that way. As we come through here, we have some more extension of this like town area, and more of these just like really beautiful setups over here with the storefronts and all of that. And then coming through this way, we have another villager house. Oh my gosh, Shep. I haven't seen Shep in game in so long. I miss him. And then we have the windmills over here. Just a lot of really pretty filler stuff as well. I think if we come through over this way, we have, okay, so here is where the other river mouth is, and how beautiful is this? Like, I love how dense this island is with trees, but then when the little water, like kind of waterscaping comes through, it's so stunning. I love this. And they are really just like killing it with how they're decorating their river mouths, which, as I said before, we know is a tricky thing. Oh, you can actually come through here as well, and this is like a little hidden pathway. Oh my God, so cool. Like I said before, I feel like I just keep finding things everywhere I go. If we come through this way, I want to actually come back this way before we go over here, because I saw Nook's Cranny over to the left, and I did just want to look at that and see how it's decorated. So coming through over here, oh my gosh, look at this farm. Is this not one of the prettiest farms you've ever seen? And I've never seen anyone use the weeds to like fill in sections of their farm. Like, this is actually an overgrown farm, which is so cool. And it leads to Nook's Cranny, which just makes a lot of sense because, like I was saying before, if you have a building behind your farm, it can just act as like a little store or extension to this like farmer's market type of feel. And of course, Nook's Cranny is not upgraded, so it works really beautifully with the overall theme of this island. It just fits in beautifully. It's really hard to not upgrade your Nook's Cranny. Like, super hard, because you cannot buy a certain amount of things. You cannot spend a certain amount of money at Nook, so you really have to pretty much get all of your items through like treasure islands and things like that. This is actually where resident services is, just to like orient ourselves here. So over to the right was Nook's, and then over to the left was some more of those buildings. And I think we've seen the left side of the island. So just to kind of like double check here, yes, that's where the entrance was. I want to make sure we get to the middle of the island. We still haven't seen where Able Sisters is, and we haven't seen we saw the museum, but I don't know. There's still a bunch of stuff in the center of the island that we haven't gotten around to yet. Oops, I think I got myself lost. I'm running in circles here. Okay, wait, because there was that little pathway that we went down, and I want to get back to that because it kind of led us to a like secret little area. Oh, here we are. Okay, so coming back through this way, it leads us to this like kind of market area over here. And if we head over to the left, I just want to see where this connects to. So, okay, over this way we have, okay, that's where the museum was. So if you follow this down here, there's a couple of different ways to go. Oh my gosh, that's super cool. Let's go down here. There is a little hidden fishing spot. I love this. The other thing that's really cool about this island is that you just keep finding little secret areas because it's so kind of dense everywhere that you go. So I like these little like hidden pathways and things. How cute is that? To use a bridge to connect to like this little tiny slab of land and then this like whole lake area. They also are doing that trick where you use the cave items on each side of a waterfall. And how beautiful is that? It just looks like natural rock surrounding a waterfall. This is such a beautiful design for a lake. I also just love lakes in general. Like, I think it's one of the best ways to like fill up space on your island, and that one is stunning. So as we come through here, just so much detail work throughout all of these stalls as well. And then up this way, oh, I love two facing inclines. So cool. I want to come through over here and see if there's anything we missed. So you actually can get like another view of the lake because this is actually accessible. How cool is that? That's such a great view. I think it's so important, and I've talked about this a lot in island tours, to have different layers on your island so that you can always get different views of the amazing areas that you create. Were we over here yet? I think that this was one of the, yes, so this was one of the sections of that larger neighborhood. So now we're more in the center of the island here. We have the two facing inclines, and it leads us down here to another little like neighborhood area, which seems to be to the right of the lake. So this house is closer to some of the water, and it's using a slightly different path, which I think is just a really nice way to break everything up. And then, oh, okay, so this is where the fishing district was. Okay, I'm starting to like kind of get the lay of the land, but I do think there was a couple of things I missed over here. Like we didn't actually come over here. Yeah, so this is the campsite, and how cool. So they actually have like this little basketball court over here. And lately I've been seeing a lot of really cool like sport inspired areas, like baseball fields, volleyball courts, etc. And they always look really good. And I just think it's perfect for a campsite. And I love that they even got to add in the froggy chair there. So good. And the froggy chair is perfect for this island with how much green is all around here. So let's kind of loop around, see if there were any other like little nooks and crannies that we missed, because there was a lot of just like kind of hidden sections here. But I think that we did see majority of the island. I know that we didn't get over to the peninsula, but I think that it just had some rocks on it, and I don't think it was accessible. Maybe there is a way to get over there, but I couldn't figure it out. But just to do like one more loop around, make sure that we didn't miss anything. Go back here. It's really cool because everything does connect really well. So even if you thought you saw something, you might have just went down a similar pathway. But I do think that we did see everything on this island and all the main big important spots here. So I do highly recommend visiting this island because it's just absolutely stunning to walk around in person. I just love this overall aesthetic that this creator has. And as you guys know, I just love the overgrown, like natural and structured mix. So really just definitely going down as one of my favorite islands yet. So thank you guys for watching today. I hope that you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.